President-elect Donald Trump is already exerting some major influence, if you will, on Congress, just days before inauguration.
And the president-elect is apparently also making an impact on the auto industry, doing it all via Twitter. KCAL9 political reporter Dave Bryan joins us now with details of a dramatic day on Capitol Hill. Dave?
It really was. Mr. Trump cracked the whip, if you will, on Congress, and they jumped, figuratively speaking, of course. The 115th Congress got off to a rocky start today, even before the new Congress was sworn in. And it was Donald Trump who put out the fire, making it clear to his fellow Republicans they were heading in the wrong direction on congressional ethics.
In just a few weeks' time, we will welcome a new president.
Even as Congress opened up shop on its 2017 session, that new president, still president-elect for the moment, had to put out a growing fire in the House. The issue was a secret vote taken by Republicans behind closed doors to gut the Independent Office of Congressional Ethics, which investigates ethics complaints of Congress members. The vote set off a firestorm of controversy from critics, including some Republicans, who charged the vote was opening the door to more corruption instead of draining the swamp. And even some Republicans joined the critics.
Part of it is the headlines where we were backing off on ethics. So that's not a good headline when it comes to messaging.
The White House agreed.
Republicans in Congress had revealed a lot about their priorities when the first action that they took was to vote in secret to gut some of the ethical requirements that they're subject to. It's pretty obvious to everybody that that's a really bad idea.
And the final blow may have been a tweet scolding from President-elect Donald Trump. Do they really have to make the weakening of the independent ethics watchdog their #1 act and priority? Focus on tax reform, health care, and so many other things of far greater importance. #DTS. Drain the swamp.
Leadership and membership alike said this is a problem, we need to change it, and we just did.
The full-blown retreat came on a unanimous voice vote less than 24 hours later. Republicans completely reversing the original vote after Mr. Trump made it clear he was not happy with it. But with the party still divided on this issue, some GOP Congress members defended the original vote.
Jesus had the right to face his accusers. He asserted that before the high priest. Sure. And we're saying members of Congress shouldn't be. Why should?
Trump's tweet attacks also may have had some impact on the auto industry. He issued a thinly veiled warning to GM. General Motors is sending Mexican-made model of Chevy Cruze to U.S. car dealers tax-free across the border. Make in U.S. or pay big border tax. GM responded in kind, charging that all Chevrolet Cruze sedans sold in the U.S. are built at GM's assembly plant in Lordstown, Ohio. GM builds the Chevrolet Cruze hatchback for global markets in Mexico, with only a small number sold in the U.S. On the other hand, Trump embraced a decision from Ford to invest $700 million on upgrading this auto plant in Flat Rock, Michigan, and creating 700 jobs instead of building a new auto plant in Mexico. A business decision, the company says, that was made at least in part because of Trump's low-tax, anti-regulation agenda for industry.
We're also encouraged by the pro-growth policies that President-elect Trump and the new Congress have indicated that they will pursue. And we believe that these tax and regulatory reforms are critically important to boost U.S. competitiveness.
But Ford's CEO also says the decision was made for business reasons, not for a political agenda.
This business decision was done independently, but we did speak to the president-elect and the vice president-elect this morning.
Trump responded that decisions like that are moving America in the right direction, tweeting, "Instead of driving jobs and wealth away, America will become the world's great magnet for innovation and job creation." Now, the first back-to-work day of the new year was a busy tweet day, as you saw, for President-elect Trump. In addition to tweeting about the Republican ethics vote, the auto industry, and a number of other issues, he announced on Twitter that he will hold a news conference next week on Wednesday, July 11th. That's 9 days before his inauguration, and that will be held in New York City.
Yeah, and assuming that he will have that press conference and not cancel, because he's canceled a couple other things with the media.
That's right, you're right.
What do you expect will happen with next week's news conference?
Wow. Where do we begin,
Yeah,
right?
it's going to be a lot, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Despite the fact that Mr. Trump answered some reporters' questions last week at Mar-a-Lago, he hasn't held a full-blown news conference since the third day of the Democratic convention. That was on July 27th. So the questions will be flying in every direction. Among the leading topics may be what he will replace Obamacare with, since it appears it's heading for a fast repeal by Congress. Then there are questions about his taxes and will he ever make his returns public. Also, how will he avoid conflicts of interest with as many companies and only 9 days before he becomes president. And questions about Russian hacking, about his relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin, and his taunting emails to American companies and threats of huge tariffs for companies he feels are crossing him, and his tweets threatening North Korea over its nukes. Did I leave anything out, guys?
I don't think so, Dave. Catch your breath there.